Hello everyone, welcome back to our series of landing a job in New Zealand. In today's episode, which is episode 2, where we are diving deep into making CV and cover letter so that you can apply for the right job in New Zealand. A dynamic duo that makes your first impression on the potential employer. Let's make it count. I believe this video is going to be the most valuable content on my YouTube channel so far. And I'm not only sharing my 15 years of experience in applying jobs in different countries, but I've also done some in-depth research from very trusted sites like TradeMe, Seek, LinkedIn, and compile this information for you. Your CV and your cover letter are your personal marketing tools. Remember that. They showcase who you are and what you have accomplished in your life so far and how you can add value to a company. So, how do we tailor our CV and the cover letter to meet the expectations of New Zealand employers? Let me help you break it down. Let's start with understanding the CV format for New Zealand. In New Zealand, a CV is usually concise, clear, and tailored for the job you are applying for. Now, what do you include in your CV? Let me give you the information. The very first thing is all your contact details should be there on the top. Your name, your phone number, your email address, your LinkedIn profile if you have one. Make sure that you provide a professional email address, not a funny one. Now it's time for a professional summary about yourself where you're highlighting your skills, your experience, and what are you looking for. Let me give you an example. Experienced sales professional who has worked in retail for more than 5 years, skilled in customer relationship management and team management, seeking to leverage my expertise to contribute to the success of XYZ organization or a company. Now, it's important for you to highlight your skills, all your soft skills, technical skills, software skills. Make sure after your professional summary, make sure your skills are highlighted. Are you confused what to write in your skills? Let me give you an example of a CV that I have made it for myself so you can have a look on the screen. I will show the CV on the screen now. You can just stop here and have a look at it. Every time I'm sharing the CV or any information, make sure you stop the video there and go through the CV so you understand completely. Now it's time for work experience. Make sure you list all your experiences in reverse chronological order. For each role, include job title, name of the company, the duration from and when, and some bullet points giving information on what was the work that you were performing there. What were your duties? Use action verbs and qualify achievements wherever possible. Make sure your details are mentioned in bullet points. For example, increase sales by 20% in Q1 2024 by targeted marketing campaign. Once you have done with the work experiences, now it's time for you to show what are the education qualification that you have achieved that goes in line with your work. So make sure you mention the institution, the year you completed your education, and the university. And if it is from a different country other than New Zealand, mention the country name. Usually there are a lot of migrants who are here who are working. They usually put the countries where they have got their experiences or put the country where they have got the education from and then the education that they have received in New Zealand. Now it is very common to provide references in New Zealand. References plays a very important role in New Zealand. If you are a student in New Zealand and very new to the country, the first reference could be your teachers, your peers who know you, because you haven't worked in the country and you won't have any other references. Once you have worked in New Zealand, then you can use your colleagues as your references or your manager. You can include the references in the resume, but one of the practices that I personally follow is I mention references available upon request. The reason I just don't want to share all the information of my references everywhere I put up my CV. So I use this line, and if an employer is interested in my application, they will definitely ask me for for a reference, that will be the time I will be providing all the references. Make sure you inform your references well in advance and make sure they are the people who can vouch for you, knows about your skills and your experience. Now it's time for crafting a compelling cover letter. Your cover letter is an opportunity for you to personalize your application and explain why you are the perfect match for this job. Here's how to structure your cover letter. Align your contact information on your cover letter as it's mentioned on the CV. Remember, consistency makes it look professional. Employer details. Make sure you put hiring manager's name. If you don't know the name, one of the ways is to give a call to the company and ask for the name. It's pretty easy. They usually give you the name of the hiring manager and then you can mention hiring manager, addressing it to the hiring manager. But in case you cannot get the name of the hiring manager, to the hiring manager is an acceptable practice. Now it's time for the introduction. State the application that you're applying for. For example, I'm applying for this position XYZ as advertised on TradeMe or Seek. Now you have to share why you are interested in this application and why you're applying for this position. For example, I'm excited to apply for the position of sales executive at XYZ company as advertised, and then it's time for you to connect your skills and experiences with the job title that you're applying for and mention with some examples. For example, in my previous organization at XYZ company, I used to do XYZ job which falls in line with the job that I'm applying for and give one of the close example of job responsibility. Conclusion. Now it's time for you to express enthusiasm and show interest that you are genuinely applying for this job and you're very excited, even get a chance to discuss about this job opportunity in person and explain it to you how my current experience and my education is in lining with the job and how I can be a valuable asset to the company. Make sure your cover letter is for 1 page. It does not exceed 1 page. You have shown genuine interest, you are clear, and all the experiences and all the skills that you're mentioning are in line with your CV. Additional tips and common pitfalls. To ensure your application stands out for the right reasons, consider the following. Usually employers ignore your CV when your skills are not highlighted, you have not formatted your CV properly. Make sure even gaps are there between all the information that you're trying to fit in, and also you have incorrect spellings, so make sure use a software like Grammarly I suggest, which is really helpful, or ask someone to proofread your CV or your cover letter. This will make sure that your CV looks professional, and try to avoid overusing buzzwords, for example, a great team player or a hard worker. Instead, give a clear and concise example demonstrating these qualities. Be honest, never falsify any information on your CV. New Zealand values integrity, and it's really important whatever you say on your CV it's true and not overly exaggerated. Another one is make sure you tailor each CV and cover letter according to the job position you're applying for. Do not use a common format. Usually people want to save time and they make one standard CV or a cover letter and they keep applying for all the jobs using that one format. You do not do this mistake. Please make sure you have tailored each and every CV and cover letter according to the position that you're applying for. When you follow all these guidelines, your CV looks really professional and up to the requirements for the employers in New Zealand, and that's how your CV stands out and you get an opportunity to get a phone call for an interview. Stay tuned for the episode 3. I will be talking and sharing about networking and applying for jobs in person, dropping your CV. Now I want to thank you so much for joining me today in this video, and in the next video we will be talking about exploring effective networking techniques and the art of dropping CV in person to leave a long-lasting effect. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you do not miss out on any updates, and I will see you next time in the next video.